Good job, EA. You finally publish a good game. Yo, what is up guys, this is TyrantXY here, and welcome to finally another game review, and this time I am reviewing Unravel. Now, this is a puzzle platform game that is being developed by Coldwood Interactive, and you are a little creature, I may say, called Yarny, who is made out of yarn, hence the name. And the game is about, the game is basically about Yarny going through the owner of the house he lives in, goes through that person's life, and each level, there is about 11 levels that have a sort of specific memory to that person that holds dear to their heart, or something like that. And each level you have to get to the end of, traversing through obstacles, and even avoiding dangerous creatures. And each level goes through specific cycles of the year, like it goes from summer, autumn, and then winter. And at the end of each level, you find a red yarn badge that you collect, and at the end of each level, you go back to a photo album, which, if you look at it at the very beginning of the game, all the pictures will look cracked and you won't be able to see them. Every single level you will be able to unlock these photos and you'll be able to see what they look like. And that is pretty much the premise of the game, is that you're traveling through someone's life. That is pretty much the definition of the story, is that you are going through someone's memories throughout their life, and these are the memories that are important to them. And that is pretty much the premise, and that's what I like about this game, is that its story is kind of unique in a way for a platforming puzzle game, is that you are having to traverse different environments through someone's life, these memories were important to them and how it affected their life. Now, the gameplay. Now, since you are Yarny, having to traverse through the environment and the world with your wits and smarts, since the obstacles, some of them throughout the game, do get a little bit harder and you have to really think it out, you can only go a select amount of distance, because since you're made out of yarn, the further you go, the more you will run out, and technically, in essence, that is your life, in a way. So you have to make sure you use a good amount of yarn to get through your obstacles, to then get to a checkpoint, which gives you more yarn, in a way. And there is a lot of puzzles in this game. Despite there's only 11 missions, the game does very well with the puzzles that it gives you. I mean, most of them you have to get like an object from somewhere to another area so you can get past, so you can use it to help you out. But they always do it in a different way. It's not like the same thing each and every time. They always expand upon this idea in each mission it's used. And that's what I really liked about this game, is that there were different kind of puzzles where you had to get through a dangerous area full of traps and deadly devices, but or you had to just traverse a massive room, or even just get another certain object onto like a button or something, which can help you get over an obstacle. But the puzzles in this game did really well to do what they did. And that's what I liked about this game. It reminded me of the old puzzle games back in the early 2000s, which was when puzzle games were a massive thing back in the day. And this reminded me of that, and that's what I really liked about this game. Not only that, there is also these little pins I think you need to find as well. I'm not entirely sure what they're called, but they look like flower pins as far as I was concerned, and they were technically collectibles. Now, and there's 5 in each level, I think. I'm not sure if there were any in the final mission, but there definitely were 5 in each of the other missions. and they are pretty. They're easy to get, some of them, but you definitely have to figure out a way to get to them. It's sort of like an extra puzzle in the game, and that's another good thing. It's like, well, you got to keep yourself entertained, so these are something for you to get. Now, I'm not entirely sure what you get when you find them all, but it's probably just an achievement for like getting them all. But nonetheless, the puzzles, the obstacles that were in your way, I liked the gameplay. How this game worked and everything was really done well, especially since you have no way of fighting back. All you have is your basically puzzle skills, and all you had was the yarn to use with only a limited amount of length. So Unravel did really well with its gameplay mechanics. Alright, next, let's talk about the level design. Now, the level design of each of the missions, I really did like. I liked the art style. I really did I loved how the levels looked. It was really great. Despite for a game for this size, it's considered in itself like an indie game of some sorts. It did really well with the environment and how the game looked. It was amazing. It's probably one of the best games I've seen in a good long time, and that's saying something. Unravel did a very good job on creating the environment around it, and it did it very well. I loved the level design and everything, the style of it all, the animals that interacted in the world around you, even if they were enemies or even environmental obstacle. That's what I liked about these levels. Just because not only were there even like animals to hinder your progress, there was even environmental obstacles like snow, lightning, rain, water. Anything that can basically affect yarn is basically a hazard, and that's what I liked about this game. There wasn't just like objects in the way when it came to the puzzles, there was even environmental hazards. And I'm really glad that the developers took note of this when creating the environments for their games. Otherwise, it would have been a bit too easy. And that's what I liked, because the game had certain difficulty to it. The game did at times get a bit hard for my mental skills. Because I'm not really much of a puzzle person, but this game was definitely a good puzzle game for me. It kept me entertained, and even though I did rage a few times on some parts of the games, level 6 and 7 specifically were the most difficult missions. I did not hate the game. I just found it a little bit difficult from what I was experiencing. But overall, the level design of the game and how it and what it looked like and how the level progressed over time, it was done very well, and I really liked it. Now, the music for the soundtrack was also very good. It fit the levels perfectly, like the feeling, like it kind of fits like the environment where you are. Like when you're in the snow levels, it has. And specifically the situation that's going on, the soundtrack always seems to fit that pretty well, and that's what I liked about the game. This is one of the few games I've experienced where I actually have liked the soundtrack pretty damn well. It takes quite a bit sometimes for game soundtracks to get me going, and there's quite a few games soundtracks that I really specifically like, and Unravel is probably one of those. Its soundtrack was very nice to listen to, and it was definitely very well done. So overall, Unravel is a great addition to the puzzle platforming game genre, and it definitely is a very good one at that. Despite the size of this game, despite there only being 11 missions and about being only 15 to 25 minutes long each, the challenge, the puzzles, obstacles, soundtrack, level design, the main character itself were all very done well, and this is a surprise, really. Despite its EA, this is developed by an indie a small gaming company, and this is their first game, and for a first game, it has been done very well, and I enjoyed every bit of this game. Apart from those times when I was raging a little bit, but those wasn't raging where I disliked the game, it was raging because I was not being smart at what I was doing. But overall, Unravel is a good game, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, overall, I'm going to give Unravel a 9 out of 10. So, that is my review of Unravel, a great addition to the puzzle platforming genre, and hopefully one that will be remembered for a good amount of years to come. So, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment down below of what you think of the game, and I will see you guys in the next random video.